Vanakkam. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to learn about capacitors. Capacitors come in different sizes and shapes. Let's see the history of capacitors. In October 1745, George von Kleist made the first capacitor. Since he didn't have good notes and there were many other problems, the industries ignored it. After some time came the Leyden jar. The Leyden jar looks like this, so there was a chain running through the middle and the walls surrounded by metal. So what is a capacitor? A capacitor is similar to the battery. The battery produces electricity using chemical reaction, and it holds a lot of electricity. The capacitor uses electric field to store electricity and holds less electricity. The capacitor can charge and discharge quickly. Let's see the parts of the capacitor. There are three parts to the capacitor. There's two conductive plates and one dielectric. Dielectric means insulating material. So in each side of the dielectric there is a conductive plate, so that the conductive plates are separated by dielectric. When we hook the capacitor to a battery, one end loses an electron while the other end gains an electron. So this makes a potential difference, which triggers the electrons to move. And this is the symbol for capacitors in drawings. So now the capacitance is how much charge the capacitor can hold. Capacitance is measured in farads. To get farads, you do coulomb divided by volt, which equals farad. Farad is a big amount. So most of the times we use microfarad, nanofarad, or picofarad. Now let's see the working principle of a capacitor. So imagine the source. So when I open the valve, the water comes out. When I shut the valve, the water immediately stops. But what if I want the water supply to die out slowly? Then we add the tank. So when I open the valve, the tank fills up. And then when I off it, the water still keeps coming until the tank is empty. So to visualize this, first I've got the syringe. So this is our source. When I open the valve, the water comes out. When I close it, the water immediately stops. But now we have this storage tank, which is already kind of filled. So when I put it, the water starts coming. And when I off it, the water still comes until the water in the tank empties. So the tank is the capacitor and the source is the battery. So now let's see the capacitor in action. So a circuit without the capacitor, so when I close the circuit, the light starts glowing. When I open the circuit, the light fades. So when I add a capacitor, and when I on it, there will be a buildup of electrons on one side, and then they want to go to the other side, but they can't. Now we'll open the circuit. So then the electrons will go through the wires to get to the other side. And then the light will glow for a short duration. The capacitor is used in a full wave bridge rectifier. If you want to learn about the full wave bridge rectifier, check out my diode video. So the rectified output is like this. So it's kind of like a wave. So when this part is where there's no current. So when the current goes up, the capacitor charges. And then when the current goes down, the capacitor discharges, so it smooths out the gaps. So that's why sometimes the capacitor is also called the smoothing capacitor. Now let's see a fun project you can try at your house. Today we are making a homemade capacitor. You need you need some 2 strips of aluminum foil and 1 strip of paper. And then you can glue each aluminum foil on each side of the paper so it looks like a tiny sandwich. Then you can connect copper wires to each of your aluminum foil and then connect it to a battery and wait for some time to charge. After that, you can take your multimeter and put it in the voltage and then check if your capacitor has any charge in it. That's it for capacitors today. If you have any suggestions to improve my video, please comment. Thanks for watching. Nandri Vanakkam. Vanakkam. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today you need to change. Vanakkam. Welcome to my YouTube channel.
Serious, okay?